At the time of judgment, which is the last day when the first heaven and the first earth pass away, and a new heaven and new earth are created, Revelation chapter 21 verse 1 fulfilled. Those who called the promised pastor a heretic will be watched by Jesus, disciples, the spirits of the martyrs, and the 12 tribe leaders of Shincheonji. At the time of the Lord's second coming, when the prophecies of Revelation are fulfilled, the first heaven and the first earth will disappear as written in Revelation chapter 6, and the new heaven and new earth will appear as written in Revelation chapter 7. For this reason, Jesus said that this time would be like the days of Noah and Lot. In the days of Noah and Lot, a corrupted era ended and a new era was created. Likewise, only the one who receives and eats the open scroll and who has seen and heard all the events of Revelation can testify the true meaning of its prophecies and the reality of their fulfillment. Just as, at the first coming, Jesus the promised pastor testified the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies, today the promised pastor has testified the fulfillment of the New Testament, Revelation. Yet, as in the past, the religious leaders of the earth, whose faith had become corrupt, did not believe. He warned that if anyone adds to or takes away from the words of this prophecy, they cannot enter heaven and will receive curses, judgment. Yet today, all the earthly pastors have added to and taken away from Revelation. This can be verified if an open test is conducted based on the entire book of Revelation. If so, can these pastors who distorted the word enter heaven? The answer to this question must be given by today's pastors. Despite this reality, the pastors of the traditional churches, Protestant and Catholic, call Shincheonji, which has mastered Revelation, a heresy while calling themselves Orthodox. But what level of heresy are they? Those who lie are false shepherds, and among sins, teaching lies is the greatest sin. These are the ones who would even call Jesus a heretic, even if he were to come again. They are like people who cannot distinguish between heaven and earth. For this reason, Shincheonji proposed to the Protestant and Catholic pastors to hold a public open test based on Revelation to see who the heretic truly is, but until now, not a single one has accepted. Pastors, are you afraid of getting a 0 score and being embarrassed, so you do not come? Did Jesus ever say that one can enter heaven without knowing Revelation, or without taking the Revelation open test to confirm who the heretic is? Perhaps the devil said it and prevented you from taking the test. Shincheonji can score a perfect mark in the New Testament Revelation test. Thus, Shincheonji has defeated Protestantism and Catholicism with the truth, the words of Revelation. The heretic is not Shincheonji, but the false pastors who called Shincheonji a heresy. Please stop lying. If pastors want to go to heaven, you must all be born again through the word of Revelation. Just as the Old Testament scroll was sealed so that no one could understand it, the New Testament, Revelation, though written nearly 2,000 years ago, could not be understood by anyone because God held it sealed with 7 seals in his right hand. But now, at the appointed time, Jesus has broken the seals and fulfilled Revelation. The promised pastor, sent by God, Jesus, was there with him, saw and heard the fulfillment of all chapters of Revelation, and ate the open scroll. Therefore, he alone fully understands both the true meaning of the prophecies and their fulfillment. Yet, just as at the first coming the Jewish leaders called Jesus, who understood the Old Testament, a heretic, so today the pastors of the traditional churches have called the promised pastor, who ate the open scroll of Revelation chapter 10, a heretic. It seems the only word these pastors know is heresy. They cry out heresy, heresy, yet they have added to and taken away from Revelation. Thus, they will not enter heaven but be thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, hell. Earnestly requests the pastors on earth. Let Shincheonji and the Protestant and Catholic churches take a public open Bible test together in front of the people, based on the New Testament Revelation, to determine who is truly a heretic and who is not. At the first coming, did the Jewish leaders who called Jesus a heretic and a demon enter heaven? At the judgment seat in the last days, Jesus' disciples and the spirits of the martyrs will be watching them. Today it is the same. Jesus' 12 disciples and the 12 tribe leaders of Shincheonji will be watching those who called Shincheonji and the promised pastor a heretic.